Go ahead, Nancy.
When you are indie published, is there any stigma that goes on you from so-called traditional publishers? I mean, you have this great opportunity and bite that may come up, but in your experience or what you've seen of other people, have they ever gone on to go back with traditional publishing once they have done their own?
There's a couple like Amanda Hockney, I think is her name.
And Conrad.
Yeah, and Conrad. I'll go with Hockney first because she was totally indie published and she just got picked up by traditional.
What's her name?
I think it's Hockney. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it's Amanda. It's a vampire series. She sold all her stuff for 99 cents. All the books in her series for 99 cents. She pulls. I'm trying to remember her website now, but she pulls like 6,000 sales like a day. And I mean, that's just how popular she got. And she was having such a success that she got picked up by a traditional publishing house. I think it was St. Martin's Press, actually. Then you've got J.A. Conrad, who Elissa showed me, and I love his blog. And it's in the list on my sheet that I gave you. He's listed in there. He was traditionally published. Then he saw the ebook technology and everything starting to come out, and he's a very forward-thinking individual. And he decided to start doing the ebook, and now he's strictly ebook. And whenever he gets his rights back to his traditionally published stuff, it immediately goes back out into ebooks, and he's rolling in some money there. So some of them, they indie publish, they go on to big publishers. I don't know if they're going to stay that way, if they're going to keep indie publishing. They didn't really say in the article. But me, even if they get picked up for translation, I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing. I'm not going to just stop because I have more success doing it this way than going the other route because they didn't pay any attention to me. So if it reverses itself and they're now paying attention to me, that's great. But guess what? I'm still doing my thing.
And some of them mix and match. You have someone like Lawrence Watt Evans, who was traditionally and continues to be traditionally published for years and years. He's got a whole bunch of books out there. He's got a good reputation. He's got a big fan following, and that's crucial, is to get a following because that creates the momentum. Now, his major press publications are with Tor, which is a traditional science fiction and fantasy publisher. However, he also publishes with a small press those materials that are not meant for a wider audience. He has essays about Terry Pratchett that's been published by a small press. And he self-publishes in a very interesting way through his website, where he will say to his fans, okay, before you get the next chapter of my first draft of this new novel, I need to raise, I think it's something like 250 bucks. He says, once I raise that amount, then I will post the next chapter. And so this is another new recent wave called crowdsourcing. There's a poet named Elizabeth Barrett who does the same thing with her poems. She will take requests, she calls it a fishbowl, and then she'll write, and I think she posts a sample, and then we'll say, if you want to see more, send a bit of money, here's the PayPal address. So that's called crowdsourcing. There's a website called Kickstarter, where some people who are working on book projects and whatever, they are looking to raise money, and then they promise the product. So there are all sorts of new economic ways to put stuff out there and get paid for it. I have a PayPal button on my website, and I've gotten some donations when I've released different books in the series. Because I offer free downloads. It's like, hey, if you want to pay me, here's a PayPal button. I won't turn it away. However, if you'd rather, spend the money buying someone else's book in these hard times, give to your local public library. There are all sorts of ways to really play the game. Just make sure you do what feels comfortable for you.
Good.
I feel like I'm in deja vu because I'm more familiar with the music industry, and this indie stuff was going on before it happened in the book world, as I'll say. And I can see successful things that happened in the music industry that now, authors are going through. The cream will rise to the top. At first everybody wants to indie publish and everything is out there and there's no filter. Eventually, the good authors, they do rise up. And in this day and age, you have to look, from what my experience is, You have to look at every avenue to create the buzz. They're not going to look at you unless you have a buzz. You know, they don't want you when you're struggling. They want you when you put all the work in, and then they want you, you know, kind of thing. And so those who waited around for the big record companies, you know, that's no longer a goal for musicians anymore. You know, they go out and do their own thing. But my husband's with, he does indie with his CDs, but he has a traditional publisher for his educational work. And the same thing is Mel Bay Publishing, print on demand. They've gone to that. And so it's nice to watch, to have kind of looked at this prior and know that it will work in this field because it worked in the music industry. And your major, look at, what's her name? Her name slips me. She's the Bitch and Babes is her record company. But anyway, major gal. She said, I'm not going to go with the record company anymore. I'm going to do it all on my own. Got a plan, marketing plan, distribution plan, you know, and the whole bit. And now she controls, you know, everything. So I think that from my standpoint, you have to do it all. You have to go for your traditional, you have to go for what you're doing, because you've created a tremendous buzz. And that's what it takes these days, you know. And so it's kind of comforting to me to know that, yeah, it will work. It will work, because I've seen it, you know, happen, and some fall and some come up. But the cream will rise, you know, because you'll edit yourself and you'll get good editors to edit your stuff, because you're not going to put a bunch of garbage out there.
That goes back to what she was saying earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, and please don't think that I was saying your stuff.
No.
I read both of you, and I think they're great.
I don't take anything personal.
That puts you guys at risk, because you're in the same group, yet you guys are the cream, and it's like...
There's no filter sometimes out there with the general public. The general public doesn't know sometimes what's good and what's not. But eventually they'll figure it out. You know, they'll buy the CD that's crap, and then they'll figure out this is crap. I should have bought this one. The same. So it will. Yeah, I agree.
I didn't want you to think I was saying you. I read that.
Oh, no. That's the reason why I offer the free downloads, because hey, it costs you time. And that's why on my website, that one cannot access until August 1st now, I thank readers for spending their hard-earned time, because time is, you know, that's a finite commodity. But that was to get the stuff out there. There's a place for announcing free downloads in a wonderful forum called Mobile Reads, and that's where a lot of my readership comes from. And people who go to Mobile Reads and read those posts, you know, it kind of snowballs a little bit. That's how minibooks.net picked up my books. They still haven't put Second Covenant, the last book of the series, up there. I've submitted to them several times, but they may have a backlog. But, you know, I'm on Smashwords, I'm on Goodreads. I still have to get on the library thing and make the announcement. But Goodreads now allows you to upload ebooks.
Yes.
Only in PDF format, but you know, you can do that as well. So I look for the different avenues, and then other websites pick up the books that I can't get numbers from. But I just know that they're getting out there and they're getting around. There are also ways to make your books available for free that will build a readership. Operation eBook Drop was started by Edward Patterson, a Vietnam vet, and he has a way of using Smashwords mostly, although you can use your own website as well, or however you can offer free downloads. Smashwords lets you offer a 100% off coupon. It's a way to provide free ebooks to people serving overseas. And for those people serving in remote areas with little or no internet access, there's Books for Soldiers. They will take both ebooks, copied onto a CD, and paper books. Keisha introduced me to Shadow Forest authors. They will also take book donations, and they benefit literacy programs. There is now, I just learned of a library in Oregon that is taking free books You have to contact them and see if they'll take it. But they're trying to raise funds because they need to remodel their building roof is caving in, and so they need to raise funds. So that's on my to-do list to look into. So there are ways to get the word out there.
Oh, no, you're
fine. Because I keep seeing such parallels. I used to be like, no, don't give another CD out free. To my husband, I was like, and after 15 years that I've handled the part of it, I'm a lot more selective now, because you know when to give something free out, as it will, benefit you. And I think when you're first starting out, you're so eager to just get it out, get it out, get it out. And then you start to realize, well, wait a minute, I'm going to be a little more selective here about who I offer stuff to. And then it begins to work. But besides that, how are you tracking your sales? I noticed you have...
Yeah, I put in the...
You got your little thing.
I put in a track sheet. I'm using a spreadsheet, just a regular spreadsheet. And what I've given you, there's 2 pages, you got the front and the back, but I have Kindle and then I have Smashwords, which are my biggest avenues of sales. Kindle, when you sign up to do the Kindle, I'm trying to remember let me see what's the website on here, I think I did, but it's kep.amazon.com. They track it for you, and you can actually download the spreadsheets to look at your royalties and your sales. They track your numbers, and you can look every month to see what your sales are doing. But what I wanted to do, because that's a lot of just individual, spreadsheets, I just put it all into one spreadsheet so I can see how I'm doing for the year. Kindle, the beautiful thing about Kindle and Amazon, because they are one of the largest, and I know some people are hollering that they're becoming a monopoly, but they're one of the largest distributors out there. I mean, they're all over the place. They're getting Kindles to different countries. Within the last year alone, they've opened up the UK, and they've just opened up Germany, which that you can see on the sheet. The UK was really fun for me because it was different, because to me Amazon's Amazon. I never thought about, each country does or does not have a Kindle. But they opened the Kindle store for the UK, and they love this book. I don't know, they're in love with this one right here, which is fine. And then the Germany one, I've just made sales on it. I've sold 3 so far, and they've been open for 2 months. Also, Jules, by the way, on the Germany website is in the top 100 for space opera. Yeah, I went to their website and looked it up and about cried because I never had a book at the top that high anyway, so it's in the top 100 in that particular category. So that's the beautiful thing about the Kindle, because your books, and it's in English, but you have people in other countries, they do read English and they speak English, so they will go and download the books. Plus they're only 99 cents. These 2, the ebooks, are 99 cents. Most people take a chance on something that's 99 cents. No, they will. And the other ones, they're $2.99 for the ebooks. Right now, I'll be dropping the price here in a few months. But I won't price anything over $3 because J.A. Conrath, once again, he made a good point. If you have them really high and you're an unknown, like I was, nobody's going to really take a chance. You may make a few sales, but you're not going to do really well. So after reading his blog in July 2010, I dropped my prices for both books down to $2.99, and my sales doubled in 2 weeks. From what they'd been out for like 4 or 5 months, and I hadn't made like anything. I dropped the price, boom, my sales doubled. Then I dropped them 99 cents, and it was off to the races. And the numbers have just been growing ever since then. In fact, Jules finally topped the triple digits for the last 3 months. I've sold over 100 ebooks of that one by itself on the Kindle. In fact, I'm at 117 today because I checked before I came. 117 ebooks of Jules for the U.S. store alone.
Do you think the 99-cent thing is starting a precedent where the general public won't pay $25 for a book anymore? Do you know what I mean?
No, you still have way too many people that want to handle the paperbacks, the hardcovers. They want something physical. The e-readers are nice. I have one, mine's a Kobo, but it's nice when I'm on the go and I can't lug around, 900 different books I want to look at.
I have people screaming at me to re-release my series as paperbacks, and it's on my to-do list, but being a caregiver, I'm dealing with enough other stuff right now, that I tell them, I'm hoping maybe sometime next year, I might start to do releases. But right now, I'm doing what I can.